You are listening to Palushi Performance Podcast, and here is your host, Ray Palushi.
Hello everybody and welcome to the new episode. I'm Ray and I'm your host, and let's go straight to today's topic. Today we will talk about breakthroughs. How important are breakthroughs? How can we achieve a breakthrough? And I'm going to share a life experience, how it happened to me, and hopefully you can find some ways on my story. And obviously I'm going to share some ways with you all, but I also want to see if you guys can get motivated. I want to see if you guys can actually achieve a breakthrough in your life. Now, let's say that you are in a moment in your life where everything is going great and you feel like you don't need a breakthrough. Even if you are in that moment or in that state, I'll challenge you to think about it. And really think about it. Is there something else you want to achieve in your life? Is this that you are right now the best version of yourself? And if not, who are you going to be in order for you to become the best version of yourself? What actions are you taking in order for you to become the best version of yourself? What else do you need to do to achieve your biggest dreams, or the biggest dream, or the biggest goal you have? Because in order for us to achieve the best version of ourselves, in order for us to achieve those goals, those dreams, we need to create a breakthrough in our life. What does a breakthrough actually mean? Well, in my opinion, in my dictionary, a breakthrough means a moment or a state that you feel that will make you change the ideas that you carry for your identity, that will take you to that person or that state that will help you achieve this and that, which is the goal or the dream. So I could have, I said I'd make it easy. I actually think like I even made it more complicated. But the simplest version of it, for me, a breakthrough means a change in your life, a massive change in your life. Now, for all of us, we can take some changes in our lives. For some can be massive changes, and for some can be okay changes. But I believe that we all have to change something in our daily life that will make us better tomorrow or in the near future or whatever it is. What can that be? Well, maybe you have to go into bed earlier and wake up earlier so you can add a couple more hours on your day of working that will help you achieve what you want to achieve. Maybe for some of us is quitting cigarettes, smoking cigarette. Maybe for some of us is to quit alcohol. Maybe for some of us is to go to the gym. Maybe for some of us can be, I don't know, quitting caffeine. Like we're too addicted to coffee or caffeine that we cannot function correctly if we don't take our morning cup of coffee, or if we don't drink caffeine while we're doing something that involve our consciousness. So we all need to do something better in our life in order to become the best version of ourselves or achieve something that we need to achieve. So this breakthrough that we're going to achieve, you are going to achieve, can help you achieve those things. So for me, a breakthrough happened a couple years ago. I believe it was, it's going almost for 3 years right now, where I changed all my life, literally all my life. And here's my story. All my life I've been working out a lot, doing a lot of things. I've always been passionate and very obsessed to becoming the best tennis players I could ever be. And I thought that will also help me in other areas in my life, which most certainly has and it still is, as right now I'm a coach in a tennis academy in New York. So, but it wasn't just that. I was always being very obsessed to like every hour of my day, it's helping me towards this big picture that I pictured myself. Okay. And year after year and year after year and year after year, I would always focus on this big dream. Became national champion, came to the United States, played college tennis. I was working, doing a lot of things, and I had my ups and downs in tennis, in life, in school, etc. But for a majority of the part, I was, holding myself accountable for all my actions. When I didn't play any more tennis, like it wasn't, let's say, a motto in my life anymore. Like playing tennis and becoming champion in tennis and winning tournaments wasn't anymore that obsession for me, because I evolved as a person and I learned that I have other passions in my life, not just tennis. And one of them was coaching. I mean, first of all, I finished my years of playing college tennis, so I couldn't play anymore. I could have, carried on with like individual tournaments and go pro and do all this stuff, but that wasn't what I really wanted to do. And obviously, I've mentioned before that we have to be honest with ourselves. So I was very honest with myself. I told myself that this is not what I want to do. I don't want to dedicate my life to this. I want to do more. I want to finish my undergrad. I want to get my master's. I always wanted in my head picture that I'll have a PhD, which I don't have it yet, but I have my master's. So I wanted to create my company. I wanted to help people. I wanted to do so many things. And, becoming a tennis pro, that I wanted to do it for so many years of my life. It wasn't anymore my obsession. And if it wasn't my obsession and my happiness and my desire to do, why should I do this? So I started seeking other things, and I fell in love with coaching. I fell in love with coaching, and I fell in love with, other things other than just playing tennis. So for me, I felt like now I don't have to work out anymore. Now I don't have to play tennis anymore. I'm doing my master's. I was becoming a graduate assistant of a program. I was doing internship hours. I was teaching classes. I was a manager in a night bar. Again, I mentioned, I believe I was an assistant coach or a college team. I mean, I was doing so many other things. And because I was doing so many other things, I left my old life because I felt like I was burning out. So I stopped working out. I started drinking alcohol. I started smoking cigarettes. I wasn't an alcoholic, but I was, drinking every single week. Sometimes a couple nights a week. Why? Because I was also being a manager in a nightclub. Now, I don't think I was an alcoholic, but to be honest, when I look back, I mean, drinking every week, 2-3 nights a week, even if it's a drink, it probably could make me an alcoholic. I mean, I am not shy to say that as well right now because I'm not anymore. But anyways, we're not going through that path, because I don't want somebody to feel like I'm attacking you, that you're an alcoholic just because you're drinking 3 glasses of wine a week, one glass a night because with your wife because you love it, or with your husband. So, I wasn't working out. I wasn't working out. My physical shape wasn't the best, and I stopped meditating. Because before, meditation and visualization and journaling was helping me for tennis. I never used it for other areas of my life. So I stopped meditating. I stopped journaling. I stopped reading books. Even though I wasn't a big reader, but I'll still read here and there a book that I felt like it would help me in tennis or my mindset or whatever it was for the moment that I felt like I needed some kind of motivation. And I focused all my life in the other things. But obviously, I'm saying that because I was totally wrong. I was focusing on some things of my life, but I wasn't focused on everything of my life. So right now, I'm not anymore obsessed with every single hour of my day towards my best version of myself, which means that I was eating trash. I was drinking things that I should not drink. I was smoking cigarette. Luckily, I wasn't into drugs. Have I tried it? This is something we can discuss other times. I'm not trying to even say that I've tried it, but this is not the main focus because I was never a drug addict or anything like that. So anyways, the point is that I wasn't doing the best I could in every single hour of myself. And now that I took myself into a state where I didn't have any more support internally, I started feeling anxious and I started feeling overwhelmed and I started feeling mentally broken. Literally, I believe there was 2-3 years ago, it was a moment that I felt like I was going through a mental breakdown, like a burnout. Like it was very scary. I was doing so many things on my day, but they were all like very, physically and mentally challenging, and I didn't have the support that I could give myself internally. I would find pleasure on drinking and smoking and watching Netflix until 2 a.m. and all this kind of stuff. So what happened? I reached that moment where I felt like I need help. Literally, I told myself, this is not me. Going through the second floor, third floor, and out of breath, smoking and drinking and eating unhealthy, not reading, not meditating, not doing anything. I'm like, this is not me. And I was feeling bad. Like internally, I was feeling bad. So after I finished the semester doing like 5 different jobs, to be honest with you, 5 different jobs, it was crazy. My brother gave me a book. From Tony Robbins. And that book is called The Life Force. And he spoke about the breakthroughs and how can you turn your life around and what you need to do and stories and techniques and this and that. And I read that book and I felt so emotionally connected. And it was in a moment that I was seeking help. Somehow I needed help. And I was emotionally and physically down, but because I needed help and I found something that could push me, that changed my state. And guess what happened? In that moment, that breakthrough happened. Boom. Something switched on my mind and I told myself, this is enough. In this day, I am quitting cigarette, I'm quitting drinking, I'm quitting sugar, anything unhealthy. I will start running, I will start working out, I'll start reading, I'll start meditating, I'll start journaling, and I'll do everything and anything I can to become the best version of myself because I know I can, I want to, I will if I tell myself to, and I want to become this best version of myself that I've never achieved. And here we are. Almost 3 years later, every single day, striving to become the best version of myself. Now, this is not an end point. There's no end goal. I'll never become the best version of myself. But one thing is for sure, that I will always be moving forward. Sometimes small steps, sometimes very big ones. But the biggest one I ever did, and I think that I will ever do, is that breakthrough moment. Whereas I explained and described in the beginning of this episode, that the state that I was in, the emotions that I was in, got connected and involved so much that something happened to my brain and a breakthrough just happened. And from that day, I've never been the same. I've always been a best version of myself, the best version of Rain. So this is a story and I hope it motivates you. And I hope that you can achieve that breakthrough in whatever you want, in whatever it is. Now, I also said that I might give some skills and some tools. This is not a prescription. And this is not a formula that we can all achieve. Or let's say like a formula that we can give it away. Because there's no something like that. There's no formula. You do this, you do that. But the concept is exactly the same. You need to find something that you will attach yourself so much emotionally. A book, a story, a person, a therapist, a life coach, yourself, a podcast like this one, something that will hit your state so much that you cannot explain how you changed it so quick. And in that moment, you tell yourself, enough is enough, and I will do whatever I can to whatever it is that you want to. And then you go out there and do it. And you actually start taking massive action towards what you want to become. Whatever we are, whoever we are, wherever we are, yes, it's not easy, and we must take massive actions. But before we start that, we have to decide internally in our mind that we really want to do that. We gotta give ourselves a final answer and a statement that today is the day. I will do whatever I can in order to whatever you want to do. If you like this episode, I definitely would appreciate all your likes, comments, and shares. Again, thank you so much for your amazing time. And if you need maybe some suggestions or if you have questions, please reach out. I'll be more than happy to help you guys. But until the next episode, you guys stay blessed.